Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. You know my name is Ben, and this is 3T's Mobile Automotive Repair, and this is a ride-along. We're going to show you a bunch of the vehicles we worked on this week. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and we'll see you at the end. All right, good morning. So first job of the day here is this older 94 Chevy Cheyenne. Basically, you guys have seen this vehicle before. We came out to do a diagnosis on the left turn signal, or the turn signals that kept blowing fuses, so I'll put that card up here for you. But we had checked the AC that day as well. And found that the system wasn't running very well and that the compressor wasn't pumping. We found that he ended up buying this stuff online. And some of the hoses he had bought online too that were not very good, because when I went to take them off of the condenser here to replace the orifice tube, all the threads came off with it. So we opted to get everything and supply it for him and completely redo everything except for the evaporator. So we got new dryer or accumulator, compressor, and some lines and a condenser. So we're going to dive into it, but I'll show you this line here on what happened to it, which is pretty common on these trucks. Gotta get this, do I gotta get that light out? I don't think so. So right here. So that line right there, because typically our orifice tube should be in here. So when I was taking this apart, it just completely tore the threads off when I was trying to spin it. So it just spins. Let's see if we can get it off though. I don't remember what size it is, 24. Yeah. So yeah, just sits there and every time you turn it, aluminum comes off of it. Which, like I said, it's not typically uncommon with these trucks. There's usually always a freaking problem with these lines, but usually from the factory, it's because you have dissimilar metal, meaning you've got aluminum on one nut, and then this part of it down here would be steel, and then they kind of weld themselves together, kind of like the accumulator and the evaporator on these older Chevys. It's just something that happens with it all the time. But yeah, look at this. No threads. It's just spinning. I have new lines for it anyway, but I just wanted to show it to you. But I mean, it just ain't going nowhere. It's not coming off. Maybe if I pry on it a little. Nope. All right, no big deal. We'll get it off eventually here. Yeah, see if we get this out. Okay, well, they didn't tighten that. These shouldn't be super tight because I was here recently. Yeah. So we got that. Basically our accumulator. Okay. And then our broken line. All right. Wrong round. That's a 16. Get it right, Benjamin. Okay. Oh, I forgot I gotta take off the air cleaner box. Gotta move all my stuff. And yay, the phone's ringing. Okay. Some of this stuff was loose because I attempted to start this job last week or the week before. But when we found the problem with the condenser, I stopped and we had to reschedule and get parts. So that's why some of this stuff is loose. And why it's coming apart so easy. But also, I built my career on these trucks, so I know them very well. Ugh. And I don't mean my career as a mobile mechanic, I mean in the automotive world in general. My first job was I worked fleet for a company called Butler Services, and we were a subcontractor for AT&T. And all the vehicles I worked on were from anywhere between 95 or so, just as OBD2 was coming out. So like some Chevy 95 Cavaliers had OBD2 connectors and stuff, all the way up to, I think, 2001 vehicles, 2002 vehicles, because those were brand new at the time. That's when I started around then. So this layout was what we dealt with all the time at AT&T. All the vehicles they had, all the trucks, all the vans, Cavaliers, big giant bucket trucks. Granted, they didn't have this engine, but you get what I'm saying. So it's like second nature. It's like I remember this stuff. Doesn't mean much. I'll still do things wrong because I'm stupid. Hey, hey, hey. Easy. Easy. I gotta get to that. Can't get to it. Come on, baby. Need you out of my way. These bolts have a flat edge to them that are supposed to slip by the compressor. Right here. It's flat on the edge of every bolt. See it round, 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 and then flat right here. All three of those bolts are like that for these compressors. All right, time to wiggle you out of your home. All right, here we go. All right, let me go transfer over my, I don't know if you can see me. Yeah, you can see me. Let me go get some oil in a new one, transfer over this switch, and I'll be right back. Okay, let's get the compressor back in. Yes, I didn't show you me putting oil in it because I've shown that to you guys 1,000 times, and I wasn't doing it again. Oh. But drain it, refill it, put some dye in it, send it on down the road. You'll be just fine. Okay, need some new seals for this. Okay, let's get this going. Hey, I got something for you. If you're starting your mobile mechanic business, or you've been in business for a while, or maybe just thinking about it, I made a school community group. The link is down in the description below, and you can join for free. There's almost 300 of us in there, and we've only been running for about a week and a half now. There's a classroom where I've got about 10 or 11 different videos, and we will have more videos coming out to help you guys. It's just a place where there's a bunch of like-minded individuals that can come together, answer questions, and ask questions without being trolled by the rest of the internet. So if that's something for you, come join. It's 100% free. I hope to see you there. Okay, let me find the right wrenches for that. .4. Okay, that's tight. Let's get the accumulator. New O-rings. All right, let's see what sizes these were. Just going to use some channel locks here because I don't feel like digging for the other wrench. They just need to be snug, or a little beyond snug. Size is that? Not 1 inch. 1 1/16. That would be it. Okay, that's on. Let's put our switch back on. Let's get the condenser put in. All right, new condenser. Woo, gonna break it already. New orifice tube's already in there. All right, we got our O-ring. Let's go ahead and get this lined up. I put some AC oil on the threads. just to make it a bit smoother. It doesn't have dye in it, so we won't see it. I just wanted the threads to go on smooth without being, I don't know, just, I don't want it dry, you know? Excuse me. Yeah, gotcha. All right, need an O-ring for that. Okay. Nice and smooth. I gotta find a cap for that. I should have one. Okay. All right, we're golden. We're up and running. Let's check some pressures. Granted, as you can tell, it's a bit gloomy out today. I had a jacket on in the beginning. It was about 60 degrees when I left the house. So we're not going to get great representation of our pressures because it's not hot out. And yeah, it is what it is. So either way, we'll have to come out probably next summer unless we get some hot days coming up. And then he can drive it and see what's going on from there. But I can already tell we've got a little bit of a head pressure problem. This fan probably isn't the greatest. And it sure as hell is not. Can you see it? It's pretty slow. Let me give it a little RPM. Sometimes they'll kick in. There we go. We're coming down on our head pressure now. This was at almost 400. So you got to remember on these older vehicles, fan clutch, you know, it's got oil in there. It's temperature. So when you first start something up, when the engine's cool, when it's cool outside, got to get some RPM moving so you can get a representation of well, a representation. I don't know how to talk. I'm freaking stupid. You get what I'm saying, right? The fan ain't working because it's too cold. Yeah, now that thing's kicking like a freaking champ. So our pressures are coming down. We're at like 150. So that's a little more indicative of what our temperature is outside. So I'll go feel it. But like I said, it's going to be a false cool. Yeah, it's like it's freezing compared to, you know, I mean, granted, it would still be freezing on an 80 degree, 90 degree day, but what I'm, you know, just trying to explain to you that why our pressure sucks. So anyway, we're done on this one. I'm going to get cleaned up and I'm going to head on over to the next job. I'll see you guys there. All right, I'm at my next one. We're not gonna do any work to this thing, but I wanted to show you the car. It's a 1969 Cadillac, and the AC doesn't work. So let me just show you some of the parts on it and just give you an overall scope of the car, because it looks really nice. All right, the heat works real good. That was another reason why I came over here, just to check the heat. Look at this, old school cruise control. It's all vacuum operated and everything, but excuse me, the AC system doesn't work. Electronically, it works fine. That valve that I just had my hand on, that's called a POA valve. POA? I don't remember. I'll look it up and put it on the screen. POA, POE, whatever. They have a bypass kit for those. POE delete, POA delete. PO's, I don't know. Anyway, so what's gonna have to happen here is we're gonna have to get this thing recovered into a separate storage tank, because someone put a valve on it and they filled the system. The problem we have with that is it's probably contaminated, and we're not putting that in our machine. And then what we'll probably do before we do anything else, just to check the overall scope of the system, is we'll charge it with 134, just to see if the system can perform, make sure the condenser still works, make sure this compressor's not bad or anything like that. If it is good, then what we'll do is we'll drain the compressor, we'll flush out lines, flush out the condenser, all that stuff, put in new oil, and then fill it with 134, because you can't use mineral oil with 134, you have to use PAG oil. So that's probably what we're going to do, but he's probably not going to do anything this year, because we're getting into our cold season, and he doesn't want to do anything probably until about April or May of next year. That's when we'll do that job. So anyway, just wanted to show you the car. It's really neat. It's a nice looking car. I like these old ones. So anyway, we're out of here, going to head on to the next one. All right, next job, we've got a starter to do on this Ford Mustang here. I'm just trying to grab some tools, because I don't want, my wife's not here today, so I don't want to have to get up and down 1,000 times. So I'm trying to bring as much tools with me as I can. Maybe that's a little better for you guys. Not really. Maybe like right here. Yeah, you can kind of see something. Anyway, the ground cable, the nut didn't come loose. It came the whole bolt, so I got to put a wrench on it to try to break it loose. Come on. Okay. I think I just swallowed a bug. Okay, now I got a wrench on it. Jesus Christ. Dang, it's not gonna come off. Already the first bolt makes me want to freaking just break stuff. Okay, gotta go get something else now. Let's try some channel locks. I doubt these are going to work either, but I hope they do. Otherwise, I got to cut that ground cable and put a new end on it. Oh yeah, come on. Need you to get off. First bolt of the freaking job. Got it. This freaking microphone keeps getting stuck on my neck. Hopefully you guys can hear me over there. It's not like we're talking about much, but if I turn my head, you won't hear me. Oh, jeepers creepers. Okay, that's one. Now we need a 13. One bolt. I think I had the wrong starter. That's why. Yep, wrong starter 100%. God damn it. Now I need to figure out what happened. Right back. Alright, well, it's my fault. Basically, well, it's both of our faults. It's the auto parts store's fault and my fault. I freaking didn't, I didn't check the part number on the box. So they pulled the wrong one, but I ordered the correct one. So now I got to go run to the store and get one. This is what I tried to avoid at all costs. And this morning, because I was alone, I was rushing when I picked up the parts. Normally, I check every freaking part number all the time. And I didn't do it, and it bit me in the ass. So now I got to waste about 20 minutes going to the store and get the right one. So I'll see you back in a bit underneath that damn Mustang. Okay, we're back. Let's get this thing thrown in. Oh, man, I knew I took the old one with me, and now I don't know where it is. I lost the old starter in my trailer. I gotta go find it. Okay. All right. We're done under here. Let's get everything out. Let's go hook up our battery. Make sure this thing starts up. This. And don't leave my flashlight because I couldn't find my flashlight from yesterday. It was still magnetized under this car. So, yeah, let's go. Whew. It's amazing. Dirty as hell, but Okay. Okay. Battery's hooked up. Let's see who called. Probably spam. Okay, what did I do with the keys? First of all, let's take this freaking glove off. Keys. All right, let's go fire it, make sure it's good, and then we'll get the hell out of here. All right, we're golden. All right, that's it. I need to go clean up and get on over to my next job. I'll see you guys there. Freaking, I don't know what the hell this is. All right, well, I'm at my next job, and like an idiot, I was being a bit of a wild man when I was taking this tie rod off, and I freaking hit the threads of my tie rod with my hammer. So I'm chasing the threads with my Snap-on thread chaser because I was being an idiot. But we are here to do some ball joints. Lower ball joints, we were here last week, did an oil change, and we had some loose ball joints and torn boots. The top ones are in good condition. Tie rods and all that were tight and good condition. But yeah, I bitched up some threads a little bit there. So I found the right size and rechased it to clean that up. So it should be all right. Yeah, I should have slowed down, stop being a crazy person. But all is fine. But I need to get that ball joint loose. So I got my air hammer. It's going to get a little loud here. So I might go past the footage, just so you know. There we go. Got it. Freaking got it. All right, there we go. Ball joint's ready to go. Kind of. These are a little bit of a pain in the nuts. There's these pieces here that are holding this thing in. Jack's there. Typically, I just beat the shit out of them and make them come out. Because there's some peened over, there's 4 things that peen it over right here to hold it in place. But we're going to see if we can beat it out. If not, we'll go get the ball joint press and try to press it out. That's not fucking moving. Oh, my hips hurt today. Every day my hips hurt. Should have been an asshole when I was a kid. we're going to try it out. We'll see if that works. I don't know if it will. I don't have high hopes for it. But I hope it'll make it budge for me. There we go. What's up, you stupid ball joint kiss mark? Hello, this is Ben.
Hi, Ben. Good afternoon. This is Sarah. I'm calling you from Festivals of Speed. Ben, this is with regards to a car show which is happening in Ocala on the 8th of November. So I wanted to invite your business to the show. So just trying to check with you, Ben, if you will be available on the 8th of November this time to do a show with us.
No. As I do appreciate the fact that Festivals of Speed wants us at their show, that's not. I've already discussed it with you guys. We're a mobile auto repair service. It's not something we can do at a show like that.
But why do you say so? Because we are going to have all the high-end car owners at the event who definitely will be looking out for services like what you provide.
No, that's the thing is we don't provide services for those types of cars. We're talking exotic cars that are at this festival usually because I go to that festival. But like I said, I've had multiple calls from you guys. It's just not something we can do, but I do appreciate it. Festivals of Speed. It's an event that's all over the nation. They come here to Ocala, and it's a big car show, but it's not. I'm not paying money to be involved in that. It's just not something I want to do. We're a little mobile service. They think that we're a big shop. Not really sure why or how they think that, but they do. So there's the 4 peened over pieces here. These 2 in the back I can never really get to. And that's where we have a problem trying to get this thing out. Okay, I might be able to get the tool back on it and get this thing to go the rest of the way out. Hopefully. Because I'm already tired. This is heavy. I don't want to do heavy. Oh, baby, baby. Yeah. That's my bitch of a ball joint. Yeah, you don't freaking talk back to me ever again, mother little son of a bunky's uncle. So here's our new one. Need to find a cup that fits. Looks like this one fits really well to push this little mother of nature back in. Should be able to put this one right here. Holy macaroni and cheese. Ooh, that one's better. Is that one better? Yeah, that one's better. I like that one. I just don't know if I can get the clamp open that far. Let's see. I hope y'all can see me. If not, I've been talking to myself for no reason here. Okay. Let's see about this. Yeah, we good. Holy mother of Moses. Come on. need to grease this a little just to be on the safe side soon after this job. All right, we're in. We are golden, folks. Now it's time to put it back together and then do the other side all over again. Hello, this is Ben.
Yes, hi. Good afternoon. I live in Marion Oaks County.
Yeah.
And we recently moved up here, and my car overheated about a couple of days ago, like last Friday. So it's been almost a week, and I had it towed to the house, and I can't. I had my son came up to try to see if he could see what the problem is, but it's overheating too quickly, and there was no fluid in the reserve.
Okay.
Okay. And so he tried turning it on and so on to see if there was a leak or anything, because we haven't seen any leaks at all.
Okay.
And it also needs an oil change. My husband is on a business trip, so he told me to call a mobile mechanic, and I saw your reviews. They're very good reviews. So I was wondering if this is something that you might be able to help me with.
It is, but our problem is timing. I run a weekly schedule that I build every Friday, so I wouldn't be able to come to you until next week.
Until next week, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. You have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, so just to reiterate there, I get a lot of those questions get asked in our community. If you're not part of that community, you should join. There's a link down in the description. It's a community on our school program. It's like almost 300 of us in there now. But anyway, I'm not going to put myself out for the job. It's not an emergency. It's not something that I need to do in order to conflict myself on timing and scheduling and stress myself out and everything else. So people in the community, they ask the question a lot, hey, how do I handle people that need it done now? If you have the time, do it. If you don't have the time, don't do it. It's that simple. We're not here. You can't be everyone's hero. You can't help every single customer. You have to take what you can, do a good job, and focus on the job at hand. Don't worry about, I'll take everything. You're going to mess up. And then eventually you're going to realize that you're overwhelming yourself and you're not going to make money. Okay. So I'm preset 135. Okay. All right. So that's all torqued. Typically what I'll do here is I'll drive and then I'll retorque those again because my brain sucks and I always want to make sure that they're good. All right. I got to do a belt and the clean and the other side. I'm going to do the other side real quick. You're not going to see that just because it'll be like way too long of footage here, but I'll bring you back for what test drive or whatever I feel like doing. So see you in a bit. Well, I'm doing a little bit of a voiceover here for you folks because the footage got corrupt. Like I tell you guys, sometimes the DJI mic just stops working. This is exactly what happens. And I know it has its own recording internal, but that doesn't work either when this happens. I can't get any type of information out of it. So Basically, I was just talking to you guys here about why my hips hurt. The This day, I had just turned 44 here. My birthday was that past Sunday that just passed. Um, and a year ago, exactly to that date, I was goofing off on my dirt bike, which was a beautiful green 2000 Kawasaki KX250. And oh my gosh, I freaking love that bike. I love that bike more than my wife's looking at me right now, so I'm not going to say that. She wasn't there that day, so I said it on camera. But um, I love that bike, and it had been down for a couple weeks, and I was waiting on a new petcock valve for it so I could stop a fuel leak. And I got it fixed, and I was ripping around on the streets, and I was being dumb. I didn't have a helmet on either. I was being really stupid, and I thought about it because that bike will do like a good 60, 70 miles an hour. And that's what I was doing on my dirt roads. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. I need to go home because I need to go grab my helmet if I'm going to keep doing this. Well, last thing, I'm coming down my road. I pull a wheelie going down the road a little bit. And then I'm like, I'm going to do a donut. Yeah, out in front of my house, it's hard, rocky dirt road. This thing's a giant 250. There's no need for me with that kind of power to be goofing off with dirt roads like that trying to do a donut. Well, I did. And when I went to do the donut, that back wheel and my left leg caught, well, the wheel caught a rock and it threw the bike. And when it threw the bike with my right leg still on the bike, my left leg caught a rock and it pulled my hamstring and I felt a giant pop. So I go down, the bike goes down. Thank God I didn't hurt the bike at all because why care about me when I care about the bike? But the bike just got on the left handlebar. The grip got torn up a little bit from the dirt. But other than that, because it didn't go flying, it basically just laid down. So I crawl over, I shut it off, and I go to stand up, and that's when I knew something was wrong. I stood up, and my left leg's on the ground, but my right leg is just swinging away in the breeze because it's not long enough now. My left leg, I tore the hamstring, and about 24, 48 hours later, it was completely black and purple all the way from my butt cheek down to my ankle. And it just, for months, I was in pain. And uh, I couldn't sit down. I could barely sleep. And yet I still had to work. So, it was the weekend. So I just rested up as much as I could for the weekend, and then Monday I had to go back to work. There's some footage of it if you want to see it. It's about a year ago. I was putting a starter in a Chrysler 300. I'll never forget that day because it was the worst. Um, but anyway, that's what I was talking about here. And sorry there's no footage, so I just wanted to give you a little bit of information on what I was saying. It was just me being dumb. So we'll get back to the next job here. Actually, I'm just going to skip over the rest of this because there's no audio. So I'll see you guys on the next job. All right, I'm at my last job of the day here. This is, I don't remember what year it is. I think it's a 96. It's a 96 GMC, Chevrolet, whatever. It's a GMC. It's got a 5.0 in it, but it is a crank no start. I'll let you listen if we can. See if I can put the microphone out there. Anyway, battery's a little dead, but I had diagnosed this thing and looked at it the other day. It's got it's got spark, but the whole, okay, older vehicles, right? You could have spark, but that doesn't mean you have good spark. Hey, how are you? Okay, so older vehicles, just because, okay, I can't, my brain is freaking stupid right now. So, toolbox. So, typical spark tester. Doesn't take a lot to jump the gap on this. This lights up. Now, it doesn't light up super bright, but it lights up, so you would think, oh, I have spark. Well, you don't. A typical 30 kV for this truck, it won't jump the gap. If I bring it down to just below 20, it'll jump the gap. So I have an extremely weak spark. The distributor has some play in it. I found out after the fact that it was replaced about 3 or 4 years ago. He doesn't remember where, but he had problems with it ever since. Not ever since like that. It's just he's had odd problems with it. So what we opted to do, instead of just doing a basic cap rotor coil type deal, we're going to put the distributor in it, because I wanted something good in quality in there, because we know that your pickup coil can cause this as well. If the gear starts to slip and move, you can get it to sound almost like you have, off timing and things like that. So we know we have a problem with that distributor, so we're just going to replace the entire thing today. I do have a coil if I feel like putting the coil in it. I don't know if I really need to do the coil, but we'll see. Either way, I need to find my distributor wrench, which I don't know where the hell my wife put it, but I got to find that, and then we're going to go ahead and get this distributor swapped out. So let me find some tools and we'll get to work. All right, let's see what we've got here. See if we get this thing out of here without too much of a hassle. Dooby dooby doo. Really, bro? Why do you want to fight me like that, you little peckerhead? Okay. Let me get the cap off real quick so I can see where the rotor's pointed. Yeah, so it's pretty clean in there. It's not bad. So there's our distributor. It's already pointing directly at that bolt hole there. All right, one plug. We see where that is. See where everything else is. Basically, this distributor's turned so tight that it's pushed directly up against the intake as far as like where it was sitting. So it should be pretty easy to get back where I need to. Yeah, this looks like a Amazon special, to be honest with you, or like a basic. I think it's like maybe an O'Reilly's or something like that. I'm not sure. Which I don't care about an aftermarket one. I just don't want it to be a pile of junk. Okay, now we got to line up the distributor and the oil pump in the bottom. Like that. So it sits right back down exactly where it was. So I may or may not have to adjust this. We'll see, because I don't know how bad the timing was beforehand, because obviously I didn't set the timing. We're just trying to set it back where it was on the truck so we can get a baseline back and get it running, and then, you know, kind of go from there. Well, let's hope I put the wires all back in the right spot, because God forbid I recheck it properly. We like living on the edge, right? Okay, we're back. Son of a monkey's uncle. Sorry about that. Let me put you somewhere else. All right. Here we go. I'm not going to put that back on yet. Okay, we should have a baseline there. I know this battery's dead. Let me go get a jump box. Okay, let's see about firing this thing up and see if I can get it to run. Hopefully. If it runs, then we'll reset timing. There we go, we're running. All right, cool. Stoked about that. So I want to tell you why I'm not going to, from all the times of him trying to start it and me diagnosing it the other day. That's a lot of fuel right there. I wanted to show you why I'm not going to put my coil in that I bought. Okay, sorry. There was a kid out here out of nowhere. So anyway, the Delphi that I bought, this is the Delphi right here. This is what I bought. But this thing ain't no Delphi. Someone did some shady crap with it. So this is the coil. Look at this thing. Looks like hell. This thing is disgusting. Now, my auto parts store warned me about it. And I said, don't worry about it. I'm probably not going to use the coil anyway. But I wanted it just as an in case, because I couldn't remember how this coil looked on the truck. So I'm going to return that. But that's why, what I was saying earlier, I wasn't really worried about putting the coil in. And now I have a number 2 problem here, which I was already talking to the camera for like 10 minutes and didn't realize it wasn't recording. So my distributor, I was saying this at some point in a video recently or earlier in the day. I just can't really remember. But early in my career, my first ever job, I worked for Bell South. Oh yeah, it was earlier today on the AC job. I don't know if that'll be in there, but anyway, I worked for Bell South before it was AT&T, and it was a fleet. Now we worked on everything from like 93 all the way up to 02. because I started there in about 02 or so, 03, something like that. And those were like new G vans, but all my trucks were these, but like the 5.7, the R motor. So those distributors were locked down. I noticed it on this one. Someone must have changed the hold down on this, because even in all data, it says the distributor is located in a fixed, non-adjustable position. No attempt should be made to adjust the engine base timing by rotating the distributor. So it's not going to tell me how to stop base timing. And the reason why I'm saying that is because someone must have changed my hold down, because I can adjust the distributor. I can move it. I could do whatever the hell I want to it. Let me show you. Now, maybe this could be like a cross year or something like that, but I don't know. I don't think so. I just think somebody possibly didn't realize that that's how these engines are, or most of these engines are. I don't know what year they changed all that, but take a look. Now, it doesn't move a lot because I have it tightened down still pretty good, and the wires are hitting right here on the fuel line. So, like, technically, it's not supposed to move. It should stay right where it was before. The reason why I know it is normally this is a very straight line, like in between. So, like, right here is usually perfect. Like, this cap runs directly perpendicular, or whatever the freak the word is. It's in line with the intake. So that's how I'm going to leave this one. I'm just going to snug it back up where it's at. And we're not going to touch anything because I can't adjust the timing on it. I can't do anything. I can't change the base timing. So we're going to set it where I know it technically has to be. And then we'll restart and just kind of see what we got going on at that point. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Yeah, that's nice and tight. All right, let's put all this back together real quick. Let's fire this thing up. This is why I was another reason why I was deciding to do what I was doing today, because this mass airflow and this connector, like, why do we have this jumper connector? This whole assembly is aftermarket. So that's why I was saying I wanted to change the whole thing, because I wasn't trusting some of the old aftermarket stuff that somebody else installed on this truck. So me putting a good, fresh, like AC Delco cap and rotor on it, I didn't want to trust the pickup coil that was in it. So, oh, dang it, I moved that hose. I gotta fix it. There we go. All right. Let's go fire it one more time. And I'm gonna let it run for a little bit here, burn off some of the excess fuel. I recently had worked on this one. I put a spider injector assembly in this recently. There you go, we're fired up. Yeah, that runs really good. All right, well, there you go. The 96 GMC Sierra is done. And I'm glad. It's 4:30, I'm tired, I'm ready to go home. We built out 5 jobs today, and we looked at 6 though. The Cadillac, we didn't build anything out on that one, but we built out 5 total, and a little over 20, it was 2104 in total revenue today, which is pretty damn good and couldn't have come a bit sooner. Our month has been really down, so I'm seeing where the next 2 days can really freaking get us and get close to that 20 grand mark. So hopefully we get there. But anyway, that's our day. That's our ride along. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.